Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios. In the heart of Flora, Mississippi, the Cotton Exchange Plaza. 601-879-0002 is the number if you would like to call in to the station today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, 601-879-4648 is our text line. If you have anything you would like to say through a text message, we are streaming live. We are now. We were not for the first segment. We are streaming live now on Facebook, YouTube, and X. And I just want to warn you, it's spring break week, and I cuddled my babies far too long this morning, so I do not have any makeup on. If you dare to go and check out the live stream, I apologize in advance. Um, but that's just how it goes. Sometimes I took every extra second to play with my kids and cuddle them this morning because that doesn't happen every day. So take that opportunity when I get it. Now, I just received during that break a text message with a link to a Wall Street Journal opinion piece that they published yesterday. I had not seen this yet. Written by our very own Shad White, our state auditor. I text him just now and to let him know that I appreciate this so very much, and to let him know about the debate tomorrow night. He said he wishes he could be there. But the title of this Wall Street Journal opinion piece is called "The Limits of the Mississippi Miracle." And what he says is that this Mississippi miracle will fizzle if the state fails to extend gains to later grades with school choice. The nation is paying attention, Jackson, Mississippi. Mississippi is outperforming most other states in education, at least by one measure. Mississippi is among the 10 best states in the country for fourth grade reading scores on national exams. Newspapers and politicians call it the Mississippi Miracle. Candidates for governor in other states are campaigning on the need to catch up to Mississippi. It's a remarkable achievement, but a problem lurks in the data. The test gains aren't sticking once children reach middle school. Mississippi 8th grade readers score below national average. Mississippi ACT scores in high school also fall below the national average. Mississippi's children are getting off the launch pad, but they are failing to achieve orbital velocity. The reasons for this are complicated, but one is that it's similar to teach reading in the early years than to teach reasoning, reading for meaning, and information processing. Mississippi taught its fourth graders to read by focusing on phonics, getting back to the basics, putting phonics coaches in schools, and then holding children back if they couldn't read by the end of the third grade. These are common sense moves. But now the hard part. How do you teach a child to do more than say the words he sees on a page? A cookie cutter approach, pounding phonics for every child, might work initially, but that stalls when you need to teach someone to understand a passage. Each child is different. More flexible models are required for unlocking students' minds as they try to understand the point of a prompt. When trying to understand a passage and make inferences, some young learners might find it easier to do so if they applied what they learned in a small team-based challenge following the reading as opposed to reading in silence in a classroom. This means Mississippi's recent decision to kill school choice is a devastating policy development. The state had a chance to take advantage of early learning gains, give parents options for where to send their children to school next, and supercharge their education. But politics got in the way. Leftist activists misled teachers and convinced the legislature that the Mississippi Miracle was good enough. Just keep doing what we're doing. And by the way, those leftist activist at the top of that list is Nancy Loom. The Mississippi Miracle will fade if we don't act. Other states will institute the phonics-based reforms Mississippi pioneered. Mississippi's fourth graders will again regress toward the mean. Middle and high school scores will keep lagging too. A once profound story of education success will fizzle. Mississippi has astounded the nation, but the pressure is on to take the next step. What follows the Mississippi Miracle? The Mississippi Moonshot, rigorous phonics training, accountability when students fail to learn, and then crucially, school choice. Thank you, Shad. I applaud those words 1,000,000%. And this is what I have been saying. This is what I have been preaching. Yes, we have made gains in the state of Mississippi, and yes, they should be applauded, but it was common sense. And by the way, these are the gains that were made despite Nancy Loom and the parents campaign fighting against us all the way. Good conservative education policy works. It works. We have seen that with the common sense policy that brought us what we refer to as the Mississippi Miracle. Getting back to the basics, teaching phonics, putting those phonics instructors into our schools, teaching them how to teachers should teach children. And then holding them back if they cannot read on a third grade level at the end of third grade. Y'all think about it like this. What do we do when we give a student driver the driving test? When we put an instructor into the vehicle with someone at the DMV wanting to get their license for the first time. If they cannot pass that driver's test and we allow them to have their driver's license and get on the roadways anyway, don't you think we would expect more accidents involving those very young drivers? If we allowed them to just get on the roadway regardless? We don't do that. We make them pass a driver's test. Because that's common sense. Before we allow a child onto the roadway behind the wheel of a car, we make sure that they understand how to drive a car. That is the same common sense that we applied with good conservative Republican policy here in the state of Mississippi. Before being able to move on to the fourth grade, you must be able to read at third grade reading level. And because of this, of course, Mississippi reading scores at the fourth grade level are going to go up. And not to mention, and I've talked about this a million times, the miracle wouldn't look as quite like a miracle if COVID had not happened. Because during COVID, Mississippi kind of stayed where we were while all of these other states who shut down for much longer regressed. And that's just a fact. That is just a fact. We got to take another break. Y'all stay with us. There's lots more to talk about. We'll be right back here on the Lindsay Beckham Show, WIAB 1039. WIAB 1039.
it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Spring is in the air and temperatures are on the rise, requiring us to run the AC nonstop. Don't let those days sneak up on you. Call Pure Air Consultants today for your spring inspection on your AC system. Pure Air Consultants, your go-to Ring Pro partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time at all. Locally owned and operated, Ring and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue. Contact Pure Air Consultants today online at mypureconsultants.com. That's mypureconsultants.com.
Get ready, Louisiana! Johnny's Pizza House is turning up the heat with our sweet the swamp pizza. Packed with crawfish, shrimp, a taste of crab, andouille sausage, bell peppers, onions, jalapenos, and a blend of Cajun spices, all smothered in delicious mozzarella cheese. It's the perfect bite of the bayou and the perfect meal for any Cajun crave. Try our Cajun Flint or dive into a sweet the swamp pizza bowl. A taste of Louisiana flavor is waiting on you. Let's share a slice today at Johnny's Pizza House.
CBS News brief. Concern in Washington about rising energy prices. CBS's Nicole Killian.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is demanding President Trump immediately tap into the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to help lower prices.
AAA says gas is up about 50 cents a gallon since the war in Iran began. CBS's Olivia Gazis has new reporting on the deadly attack on a school in Iran in the early days of the war.
Investigators are going to be looking at what kind of weapon may have been involved. There is Iranian video footage that open source visual investigations have said shows a Tomahawk missile being involved in the strike.
In New York City, charges have been filed against 2 men in connection with improvised explosive devices found at a weekend protest. Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch.
I can confirm this morning that this is being investigated as an act of ISIS-inspired terrorism.
CBS News brief. I'm Steve K.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Spring is in the air and temperatures are on the rise, requiring us to run the AC nonstop. Don't let those days sneak up on you. Call Pure Air Consultants today for your spring inspection on your AC system. Pure Air Consultants, your go-to Ring Pro partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time at all. Locally owned and operated, Ring and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue. Contact Pure Air Consultants today online at mypureconsultants.com. That's mypureconsultants.com.
Got electrical problems? Marty Cowden and Cowden Electric are here for you. Cowden Electric is your trusted electrician, serving the Jackson area for 3 decades. Electrical repair, service, and home rewiring are just the start of what Cowden Electric can do. Cowden Electric also installs generators to keep your power going when everyone else's lights are out. Plus, LED lighting, remodels, new construction, no job is too small. Visit CowdenElectric.com today to see all that they do. Cowden Electric, powering your home and business.
Health has always been reactive, focused on fixing problems as they happen. But with Blue Primary Care, we're taking a proactive approach, working with you to help you understand your health and empowering you to be healthy. It's time to prioritize you, your health, and your life. The results? Less worrying and more living. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue.
Social Security belongs to you. You work hard and pay into it. So it's only fair for you to expect to get the money you've earned to help cover living expenses and bills, and not for politicians to use as a piggy bank. That's why AARP is fighting to protect your Social Security so you get what you've earned. Learn more at aarp.org/youearnedit. That's aarp.org/youearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
Huddle up, wing lovers, and double your count for less on Wing Tuesdays at Buffalo Wild Wings. When you buy one order of traditional wings, get one for 50% off. No time to dine? Order for delivery and wing it up with a crew at home. Or pick up takeout when you're on the go. Limit one per order, not valid with any other offers. Additional terms and conditions apply. Huddle up for Wing Tuesday at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Come together.
Welcome back to the Lindsay Beckham Show. We are live here in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. 601-879-0002 is the number if you would like to call into the show today. 601-879-4648 is our text line. Now, Friday on the show, I talked about what was going on at our state capitol. We are nearing the end here of our legislative session, 2026 legislative session. And I want to try to make this as clear as possible so that everyone understands. Very, very early on in the legislative session, the House dropped HB 2, which was the Education Freedom Act, the school choice bill, big omnibus bill, included a whole bunch of things, about 500 pages long, including portability, school choice, universal school choice for that matter, Magnolia, scholarship accounts, and an assistant teacher pay raise bill. Following that, the House dropped a standalone $5,000 teacher pay raise bill. Now, over on the other side of the building, the Senate on day one dropped a $2,000 standalone teacher pay raise bill. When they got to the point within the legislative session where the bills that came through the House went over to the Senate for consideration, and the bills that came through the Senate went over to the House for consideration, all three of those bills died, including HB 2, the big omnibus school choice bill, the standalone House teacher pay raise $5,000 bill, and then the standalone Senate $2,000 teacher pay raise bill. What happened Friday was Senator Angela Hill's bill that dealt with school counselors being under the ethical guidelines of the American Counselors Association, something I've been preaching about for years and something that she's been trying to get done for years, passed through the Senate, was sent over to the House because it contained the same code sections. The House did Friday morning after the Senate went home for the weekend was a strike all. That means is they struck all the language from Angela Hill's school counselor bill. And they inserted their own language. They inserted the language from their $5,000 teacher pay raise bill, along with other language, including an assistant teacher pay raise bill, a special needs teacher pay raise bill, some PERS issues that I don't quite understand. That's not my expert. That's above my pay grade for sure. All in all, a very, very expensive bill. I believe there were some emotions caught up in this because so many lied and wanted to say that the House tied teacher pay raise to school choice, which they did not. So Friday morning, the House unanimously, with bipartisan support, passed a bill that would give all teachers across the board a $5,000 pay raise along with raises for teachers' assistants. This is a larger pay raise bill for teachers than the largest pay raise that we've ever given them back in 2022. Now that bill costs north of $250 million annually. And it also included, I don't think this is talked about very often, it also included annual automatic teacher pay raises with even larger bumps in pay after every 5th year. That was in 2022. So teachers do get a pay raise every single year right now without this new bill. Now, if this bill that the House passed Friday morning is signed into law, if it's passed out of the Senate and signed into law, this would represent over $1 billion in new education spending. I think most people would agree we have to pay our teachers. But at some point, we also have to look at budget realities. And I, for one, have a big problem with giving pay raises to teachers who believe and who speak out in their belief that parents should have no choice when it comes to their children's education. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry at all. In my opinion, you don't deserve a dang pay raise if you're going to say that me as a parent, that I, as the mother of my children, don't deserve the choice in where my tax dollars go to fund their education. No, you don't deserve a penny more. In fact, your salary should be cut, if you ask me. Telling you, I text Representative Jansen Owen the other night and I said, "You're a lot nicer than me." Because I don't believe a single one of these people that oppose school choice should get a dime that my tax dollars pay them, by the way. So now let's look at the average teacher's pay across the country. Now, Mississippi Department of Education has, and thank you, Russ Latino, for doing all of this, breaking all of this down in the numbers. But Mississippi Department of Education reported the average Mississippi teacher makes $54,975 a year, so $56,000. Now, when you factor in the 18.4 state contribution to PERS, the annual compensation for each teacher goes up to $65,090. We are close, very, very close to paying our teachers here in Mississippi, in the state of Mississippi, what the national average is for a teacher. And Mississippi has a 180-day school calendar. You have to look at during the school year, most districts have 4 weeks of vacation, 1 week in the fall, 2 weeks of Christmas, 1 week spring break, plus the 2 to 2.5 months of summer vacation. Now, I understand that a lot of the time teachers use those days to plan or they are having meetings at their schools. And I am not about to say that our teachers don't need more money. I don't believe that. I believe there are a lot of them who deserve much more than a $5,000 pay raise. But there are a lot of them that don't deserve what they make right now. And I know there are people who disagree with me on this, but there has got to be a way to make these types of pay raises merit-based. I don't know the details of how we work that out, but there's got to be a way to do it. I believe that teachers who are in failing districts, who are in an area where there is a high teacher shortage, you have more students per teacher. Those teachers deserve more. When you look at the responsibility a teacher takes on, when you look at how well students are doing underneath a certain teacher, I think there's got to be a way that we can break this down and give the teachers that truly deserve the larger pay raises the money. There's got to be a way to do it. And that's the only way that you're going to find me saying that I'm okay with passing legislation and spending this amount of money. I know the House has budgeted for this. I heard Chairman of the Education Committee, Representative Rob Robertson, say this has been budgeted for. But I'm just going to be real honest here. I think the House, this was an emotional gotcha move. Where they are so upset with the Senate, and it's just nobody's getting along up there right now from the two chambers. I don't think this is the answer. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this plays out in the next 3 or 4 weeks as we wind up the 2026 Mississippi legislative session. I don't know what's going to happen. But they have certainly put Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hosemann in quite the pickle here. Because he and Nancy Loom, they are thick as thieves. You can evidence that by his little love letter that he wrote to her that she posted on the Parents Campaign social media pages. And I don't know how Nancy Loom is going to be able to criticize the House the way that she loves to do when they are the only ones at this point fighting for a teacher pay raise of any sort. So this could get very interesting. We got to take our last break. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here to wrap things up on this Monday afternoon here, WIB 1039, The Lindsay Beckham Show. Be right back. Show. Be right back.
.1039 WYAB.
Homeowners and business owners, are your gutters and roof storm ready? The folks at Elite Roofing and Gutters are your local experts in storm protection. The team is dedicated to fortifying your residential or commercial location against the elements. Now is the time for an inspection and for proactive solutions that ensure your roof and gutters can withstand any storm. Elite Roofing and Gutters. Online at eliteroofer.com. eliteroofer.com.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Surf and Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
All Britain's Jewelers.
When love requires a gift, nothing says it better than All Britons. Since 1920, we've been part of your family. From weddings and anniversaries to holidays, we've been there for every special occasion. At All Britons, we value your trust. Every gift, whether large or small, is a reflection of our commitment to quality and excellence. There's a reason we're still Mississippi's foremost diamond merchant. Let us show you why. All Britons Jewelry, 4460 Old Canton Road in Jackson.
All Britain's Jewelers.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Pops Auto Sales on Highway 49 in Florence is where you come to buy quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, priced to fit your budget. Stop by Pops Auto Sales today, where fair prices and superior service leads to satisfied repeat buyers. Or go to popsautosales.llc.com and browse our inventory and get pre-approved for zero-down financing with approved credit, with service contracts and warranties available. And guys, our truck inventory is one of the largest for any independent dealer, period. Pops Auto Sales, Highway 49 in Florence.
Why should you choose Ceramic Air Conditioning and Heating for all service or installation? Well, they purchase all parts directly from the manufacturer. All of their factory-trained technicians have been hand-selected for skill, work ethic, and experience. There are never any hidden fees or charges. Ceramic Air Conditioning and Heating is dedicated to your complete satisfaction, and they're family-owned and operated. For residential and commercial service or installation, contact Ceramic Air Conditioning and Heating, 601-317-0729, or make an appointment through their Facebook page.
You had an accident. Now you're hearing aftermarket parts, insurance company preferred, and a lot of other noise that serves to confuse you. Call Clinton Body Shop. We'll keep it simple. We are certified by 19 vehicle makers to assure you get a proper repair. We care about your investment and your safety. Call the shop who only wants one partner in the repair process, and that's you, the owner. In Clinton and in Richland, we work for you. We take pride in perfection.
Bad decisions limit future options. Make enough bad decisions and you will destroy your life. Listen to The Flatline with your host, Rick Hughes, every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. here on 1039 WYAB. Join us every Sunday for 30 minutes of inspiration, motivation, education, all without manipulation. That's The Flatline with Rick Hughes, heard here on 1039 WYAB each Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m.
We are back for the last minute or so of the Lindsay Beckham Show here on this Monday afternoon, live in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. Again, tomorrow, the debate of a lifetime. It will be happening live in Bryant Hall, room 209 at the University of Mississippi, 5 p.m. Yours truly will be facing off head-to-head against Nancy Loom of the Anti-Parents Campaign. Do not want to miss it. I'm sure it will be streaming live somehow to my social media pages. And tomorrow, Pour It Out Tuesday with Morgan Charlie. I hope she'll be back tomorrow. I know she has been super busy, but we'll be back here, same time, same place. See you then. Bye.